This computer.
Hi everyone, PSI Arizona here with Dewanna. Thanks, Dewanna, for joining me today. I'm excited to talk to you about the perinatal mental health certification that PSI offers and your experience with that.
Of course. Glad to be here.
Do you mind sharing with us what your role is in the birthing world and um, how long you've been in practice for and what you do for families?
Of course. So I am a couple of things in the birth world, but overall, full spectrum birth worker, supporting families across different reproductive experiences and outcomes, as a doula, childbirth educator, and narrative exposure therapist. So that's kind of what I do right now.
And how long have you been working with families?
I've been working with families unofficially for about a decade, and then officially starting in 2019.
And then you got your narrative exposure therapy certification pretty
Yes.
recently, correct?
Yes, I'm most recently trained and certified in narrative exposure therapy specific to perinatal populations um, about 6 months ago, and it's been a very enriching experience, something that, I've had the chance to experience for my own processing, and am really excited about offering it to families in the community.
That's awesome. And how long have you been perinatal mental health certified through PSI's trainings that they offer?
So I've been certified only a year, I believe. But the process of getting certified has been well in the making for, I'd say, maybe 5 or 6 years. Um, I did not initially, well, I emailed, I was approved to take the exam a while ago and wanted to spend some time with the materials. And also, I felt like, the experience in the field was really great in helping prepare for it. Um, but yeah, so I had gotten approved maybe 5 years ago, and then asked for some extension time and did some more trainings in between just to make sure I was really prepared. I was one of those folks who get really nervous. Some people, they just want to go for it, but I wanted to make sure that I was ready. So yeah, there's been some time in between that, but last year, at and then two, wanting to plan around finances and receiving scholarship from the PSI Arizona chapter. So thank you all very much for that. And yeah, I took the exam last year and passed.
Awesome. What would you say the benefits have been from becoming certified?
Yeah, so the top benefit was for myself. Okay, I I was really proud to, like I said, from that start to finish of preparing myself to take the exam was me getting really nervous and also trying to think about the question you're asking me right now. How will it impact me, and how will it impact my community with me having a certification. So really, that one, I was really proud of myself. And then two, I think that it's given me a perspective on um, the sort of having specializations within this field in general. And because, because I've taken the exam and also joined all the groups who are talking about taking the exam, and things like that, I've gotten a really great perspective on having the specialization versus not, in terms of how deeply the resources and supports can go and how much more is needed to understanding perinatal mental health, and those who kind of work with with those populations specifically. So it's really helped me in that. It's helped me build out my practice. It's helped me build on my own knowledge and skill sets in more ways than just studying for the exam, because there's so many other resources that come with being alongside other people who are preparing for the exam, and in those groups.
Mhm. Your network grew.
Right.
Mhm.
Network grew a lot. And yeah, you just I will say there's something about this group of folks who really do a lot of sharing in terms of things they have going on in the community and things that are research. I'm very research heavy. I'm actually also a PhD student, so doing lots of research and trying to understand ways that we can do better for us and for for the future. So um, yeah, folks in this community and perinatal mental health specialization really share a lot of research, a lot of information, ask a lot of great questions.
Mhm.
That's really been a benefit. Folks who have just come to the group asking questions, also the questions that are, that come up naturally in learning the materials, just seeing where we are and how we can move forward. So yeah, that
That's
was a mouthful, but there's
perfect.
overall a lot to be gained.
Yes, absolutely. What would be your advice to somebody who is considering becoming certified?
Yeah, I would definitely say, you know, don't psych yourself out. Don't do that. I will say it definitely is something where you want to prepare, but don't psych yourself out and use the resources that are available. If there are, if you want to start a study group of folks who just kind of like go through the materials, that's definitely helpful. It was helpful for me and also the experience, in being connected to that community, you learn a lot, and I think that's really helpful in preparing for the exam.
Mhm. Is there anything else that you'd want to share that we haven't asked today?
Sure, I will just share that if you're watching, you're in Arizona, and you're, a person of a BIPOC person of color or an ally, we have started the Perinatal Mental Health Equity and Access Group where we kind of come together, think about serving BIPOC communities around Arizona and ways to really leverage the resources that are available and thinking about ways that we can, garner more to, again, really serve the populations that are suffering the most. So if you're watching this, feel free to check us out. I will ask Kendall or whomever if they can leave a link somewhere for you to sign up. So thank you.
Absolutely. We would love to have you. Thank you so much for joining me today, Dewanna. It was great to have a conversation with you about this. And we just hope that with, sharing stories of people who are actually practicing and using the knowledge that they gained from the training in their practices, that we can continue this mission of really making sure that families have the supports that they need and that professionals have the knowledge and tools that they can need to be able to help the families that they're working with.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Stop it.